See if I remember how to do this. Are we live? Are we live? Let me check this before it keeps going off. What's up, everybody? What's up? I already feel like I'm gonna need some water. I've been eating some of these damn Potbelly oatmeal chocolate chip cookies, y'all. Like, I'll just have one or 7. Shelly, it is it's Sunday still here in Dallas, Texas. Yeah, I got the window open, Swamper. What's up, what's up? Finally caught alive. Well, welcome, Morgan. What's happening, y'all? How's everybody's Sunday or Monday morning in Australia? I got some Potbellies today. I just thought a lot of people have been talking about past couple months. I've noticed I'm in 2 or 3 artist groups, and there's people that you notice a lot of people that are, you know, have artist blocks, have creative blocks, that have kind of. I am not a professional by any means on something like this. But I still think I have a little bit of artist block. I think it's just a confidence thing. I went through one for probably about, I would love to say 15 years. But I think what really, it was about a 10-year, like, oomph, like where I didn't want to do anything. I never had a chance to eat at Potbellies. I love Potbellies. It's so good. So I just thought if anybody has any questions or want to give some advice to somebody that has an artist block, or and I just thought I'd doodle, because that's one of the main things that that I did that kind of would, you know, kind of kick my butt out of an artist block. So I think I'm just going to doodle a little bit today and maybe answer some questions, or tell you guys what I went through, or you guys tell me what you went through or are going through. Or if you know somebody that, you know, that might be in an artist block, you know, somebody could give you some ideas. So let's just jump right into that. That didn't even work right, did it? So, and if you guys don't want to hang out for this, I completely 100% understand. It's not your typical ATD live, but it's funny because I didn't know what to do for the live, so I'm thinking maybe that's what it kind of is, you know, maybe artist block. Susan, yeah, my husband tells me I don't have an artist block, that I have artist A. Yeah, I think that I didn't understand what, you know, ADHD was until I kept hearing about. I just thought ADHD was hyper, you know, couldn't, you know, focus on something, couldn't, you know, go from one task to the other without going, you know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, back to A, back to C, and then, you know, jump to Z. I think it's a little bit more than that. It might be a mental thing. I don't know. Hang out with your morning coffee. Will you just hang out? Have yourself a good morning. But one of the things that I absolutely love to do, that I know it's not, I guess it's just, you don't have to worry about anything. It's just doodling. Because what doodling is it takes you back to basically where it all began, when you were little, and that's all you wanted to do. Like, remember on your sheets of paper, you know, the blue lines. That paper gives me like, ooh, with the little circles, you know, and that red line right here. Especially those double lines. Remember the paper with the double? Woo! That meant you had to write a lot. And that's all I did for some reason. Let me move this. I drew all over this part right here. I just remember that's all I wanted to do. And a lot of the stuff was just making something look like almost three-dimensional, I guess. Like, start dark, and then you kind of go up. So it looks like there's, you know, the little slot. And just drawing, just doodling on the side. Like, I can honestly say I don't remember what I used to doodle except for stuff like this and just squirrelies and, you know, writing names or like, you know, maybe the Van Halen. Gosh, how crazy is that, y'all? Just like old Van Halen symbol, like all the rocker stuff. Let me put the chat over there. I don't like talking over here and not looking at you guys. So yeah, take it back to when you didn't worry about anything. You didn't worry about, you know, having to finish something that somebody paid you to do, you know. And people always just ask you, hey, will you just draw on my notebook, or, you know, draw on my jean jacket sleeve, or you used to draw on your jeans. How many people drew on their jeans? I know my mother hated it. I had so much. Whew. And I really wasn't into, what do you call it? You know, art history. I had an art teacher named Mr. Sell, and I know that he. What is that? That is paint on this piece here that should not be on there. That he knew I wasn't that smart of a kid. Because I wasn't. Like in high school, I was just really, I had all the like learning disability classes all the way up to when I graduated. That's the only way I graduated. I know that. And he was a great art teacher. He was a track coach as well, but he loved teaching art. And he would just kind of let me do what I kind of wanted, because that's all I wanted to do. That's it. Everything I wanted to do was just draw or paint or sketch or whatever. Because that's it. That's all I knew. It's too bad that teacher's back. that they didn't have education or knowledge. Yeah, my teachers, this was in the 80s. They knew, you know, I couldn't, I would read something or they would tell me something and it would just go right out. Like it doesn't soak in like that with me. I have to do it. I can't sit and listen to somebody and then take a test. There's no way. Filigree doodles. Yeah. I love doodling. I love just getting a marker. And I started love, obviously one of my first was lettering. You guys know I love to do lettering. But now I've just been like trying to not do a typical lettering and just kind of come up with a different style. I follow a couple people on TikTok. They do calligraphy. They do like technical, like real calligraphy. And then there's some people that have their own graffiti style. That's a good thing to do for if you just don't feel like painting or drawing or, you know, writing music or sculpting or whatever you do. Go watch somebody else do something you like, or go watch somebody else do something you will never have any interest in. Like, I don't think I'm ever gonna, I might because I know a blacksmith, but I know that I'm probably never gonna make a sword, but I watch them almost every night. I watch Forged in Fire. I watch this guy, Bobby White. He makes jewelry. I love watching other people create because then it gets me inspired. I used to not be a big fan of those the spray paint universe stuff, but I'll watch that every now and again just because it's different. It's something I don't do. I do cartoon characters. Awesome, Rumpel. I used to work for a bunch of different cartoon like character artists. Oh, this isn't. I was just doing stuff. But like I said, if you just sit and doodle and not try to do typical stuff or stuff you already know, you know, like you guys know I do a lot of the filigree stuff, right? Sometimes I'll just kind of go and just try to do something that I know that's not going to work. And then it might work out. I watch Bob Ross. Oh, man. I love watching Bob Ross. I didn't either. And I don't even want to try, to be honest. I probably tried a couple times back in the day because he made it look so easy. Like, holy cow. Like, and he told you what he was doing. He told you what he used. He did it step by step. And you know, he didn't sell one of his paintings. His family still has all his paintings. And did you guys know that he was a drill sergeant in the Army? Hardcore, tough as nails drill sergeant. Or a major, or he was high up in them ranks, like yelling and getting after him. Yeah, I've never been about the money. My artwork has always been me. Like I started when I was young and I knew I was going to be an artist, and that's why I came up with Artist Till Death. A lot of people like, oh, that's so negative, and really, like everybody is going to, you know, see their maker, and I know I'm going to do this until the day I pass. So why not just give me that label? Right. That's what I'm saying. He was, I watched a documentary on him And there's pictures of him in his army stuff and everything. Man, that was back in what, 70s, 80s? You know? He was so chill. And that's probably why he did what he did so well, because he came from such a extreme to, you know, the polar opposite. Anna says, today I worked on making the velvet coasters, but because I didn't have the actual coaster mold, I did it backwards. Okay. I was born in 1970. So I didn't mean to one-up you, Rumpel. Sorry. So doing doing stuff like this and not sticking to, you know, your traditional, this is such a big marker, like, you know, not sticking to your traditional, give me something brighter, a little bit fun. Let's see, like we do the S's, you know, everybody always does the S's, and go around, you know, just go a little bit outside of your normal. You know, if you love doing stuff like this, watch pinstripers. Pinstripers are amazing. It's true, Anna. Like, when I did portraits forever using airbrush, I did it. I started doing airbrush portraits, like real, like for sale around 95, 96 is when I really got into it. Is when when I felt like I got good and enough to where I could put my stuff out there and sell it and people were buying it. I just got burnt out. I did it for so long. And then so when I met Erica, I was still like in a pretty bad one, but I still painted. And she really like lit a fire under me to where I had to paint. Like, I had to make this money. I wanted to go, you know, I invited her to a wedding. So obviously I'm gonna have to pay for that. The airfare was already being paid for, but I wanted to have money, you know, and back then I was really not feeling painting back then. I was in a really crappy relationship and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it really made me want to paint. So I had to do what I was tired of doing. So then I started doing it in a little bit different way. And that completely blew my mind when I stopped thinking it should be this way, when it could be any way I wanted it to. Like, I was doing, you know, cookie cutter portraits in my head a certain way. I had to start a certain way and it had to be finished a certain way. And now doing the wash, using charcoal pencil, using Posca pen, you know, using other stuff where I never knew what it was going to look like. That was the thing. I started on something because I love to photograph. So then I would start it and it would just kind of come out, and, you know, I would do what I felt. And I thought that it had to be a certain way. And now it was just, if I mess it up, I still get upset sometimes, but I have to tell myself, you knew you should have just kind of practiced a little bit. If I just practice a little, like if I'm just doing, you know, working on from super light to dark wash, and then I start a portrait, I'd probably finish it way, a lot more than I start it and like, oh, I hate it. But my problem is I would hate it, 20% in. It's not even 50% done, And I think that's just my mindset of it. It's not looking this way that it should be looking. Well, thank you, Rumpel. We try to talk about, all kinds of stuff. We're not trying to be set in any way, or, not just resin, not, airbrush or chalkboard or, painting, or that's why I'm loving doing these, doing this Pokemon stuff, because it's so different, and these Pokemon people are crazy. I tell you what. Donna asks, is there a beginner's airgun tutorial on your channel? Donna, are you talking about an airbrush? I thought I saw somebody that said they bought an airbrush up in the comments. Sorry, I start talking, especially about this, I get into it. Yeah, Rumpel, that's what I'm saying. You mess something up, and instead of going, and, scribbling it out like I always did, or paint over it, I've gotten probably 95% of the done with a painting and painted over it, probably 100 times. When I could have probably just took a marker or some gold pen or, something, and just went outside my comfort zone and just tried to do something different. Man. Thank you, Pamela. Do I have one? Oh, thanks, Vamp. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of people asking about airbrush stuff, so I have my airbrushes set up over here, just right to the right of me here, so we definitely will start doing more airbrush stuff. It'll probably be one of those things where we will, let me turn some light. I think the sun's going down over here, y'all. All right. So, yeah, airbrush stuff. We'll definitely start doing some beginners how-to, just fun stuff. I always tell people I'm not a teacher. I just kind of show you. I don't feel comfortable calling myself a teacher. I have been doing it for a long time. Airbrush. I started learning in high school, but my art teacher had no idea either how to use it, or he just didn't have time to teach me how, so I had to teach myself. And that's all I did. You guys, I painted from the second I got home till I slept, and then I probably woke up and painted more, if I can find something to paint on. You still have your Iwata, girl. That's what you get for that comment. Jacqueline, we'll do it. We will. I'll do it. I have to do this little guy. This is a STONECOAT pop. I've already started painting him white, and basically he's going to be like a Donnie Darko. It's going to be crazy because this is already a skull, if you could see, and he wants it to be, what is it, Corpse Husband and Donnie Darko. It's a anime thing, and the thing is like a bunny rabbit, so it has an ear, and it's purple, and it's like a half of a mask. So this is already a mask on this little guy. So honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to have to do a lot of airbrushing on it. So maybe we'll set that up for a time, a scheduled time. We did when we originally started this channel. We were like, let's just do it on the fly. I don't want to set any timers. I don't want to set any schedules because I don't have to be set to something. But for something like, you know, airbrush, how-to, techniques, stuff like that, I would probably definitely set something up for y'all. And bust it out, yeah. Jeff's airbrushing talent. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, airbrushing is fun to me again. It really wasn't before I met Erica. Is that who was talking about the airbrush? Was that Vamp, or who was talking about that? Everybody putting their year they were born. What's up, Kim? Alright. So, what should we doodle? Let's doodle something fun. Or you just want to do some lettering or some stuff? Erica has many whispers. She's the whisperer, huh? What's up, Donna Parker? See, I don't think I've ever made an A like that. I started doing the exercise with the circles. Gotcha, Lisa. Yeah, that's all you have to do. Like, it might be frustrating. What I suggest to somebody is watch just a tutorial, just a simple how to use it, what to do, and then don't watch it, and then just play with the airbrush. Just get used to it. Just figure out what's going on. And then what I would do is take it apart and put it back together, just so you know the airbrush. And then just start doing, you know, the circles, the lines, the shading. You know, if you get confused on how shading works, you know, look up a tutorial on that. You know, lettering, you know, how shadows go on letters. But I would just start just by getting used to the trigger, because your hand's gonna start hurting right here and right here. If your hand hurts here and right here and you're airbrushing, it means you're just holding the airbrush too tight. So just loosen up a little bit and just have fun with it. Just get used to it. And clean it. Constantly clean it. Don't leave your paint in there, because that will make you so frustrated, because that's the ultimate main thing is when people don't clean their airbrush and it doesn't react when you want it to, because that's the most important thing. Is you want that paint to come out when you want it to come out, and you know that it's gonna and paint. Do you make your own letters? Yes and no. Sometimes. I'm not a traditional calligraphy. I mean, I know, let's see. I've done, like, you know, everybody starts doing calligraphy, especially when you like get into airbrush. Because that's all you want to do, you know. But then you start to play with it. Then you start to try to add, and then that's when you really get frustrated. Because then it doesn't, your brain says one way and your hand's going this other way. Question, slightly off topic, no problem. Is the best to store Posca pins, etc. Have them in the bucket. You know, I've always thought about that. It would probably be smart to store them like that, just so that the ink is, you know, constantly. But then again, these are push pins, so there's got to be, you know, you might not want to store them upside down. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But this is how I do it because I see them this way. Just make sure you shut the lid. And the same goes for Pin Touch. You know, we've talked about this before. Pin Touch is so bad about their pins running out. I was really expecting this one to not work. But if you shut the lid on Pin Touch, you can use it for a couple times. I just went on a quest for my airbrush. Now I have to... Yep, you got to make some room. That's a definite thing. What I suggest, if you guys are just starting airbrushing, I know this is going to sound kind of silly, but start with just get a bunch of paper towel rolls. Just a bunch. Make your easel. If you can make an easel or get an easel. Here, let me see. I'll just draw it on you. It'll make it easier. So let's say you have your easel. I'm going to draw it from the side. So let's say easel's like this, right? So and there's your little thing where you put your airbrush. And then the top of the easel's up here. Normally there's something up here. Get you a board. Put your board up here. Slant it like that on your easel. Then get you a paper towel roll and attach it right here. Paper towel roll. Put your paper towel on the end of that thing and roll your paper down like that and just paint. Roll it down, paint. Roll it down, paint. What's up, Arlene? Just get a bunch of carbon black and just do that. Oh, of course. The Posca marker can be kept in any position as long as the cap is put back on firmly. The vamp just on it. Nothing up, Jeff. What's up, Marco? Oh, Mako. I'm sorry. Mako Custom Creations. What's happening? And if you guys are new to the channel, I should have introduced myself. I am Jeff Thornton, or B. That's what Erica calls me. And normally Erica's here, but she is on her way back from RK3 Designs. She was helping Rhonda out there with a class and doing some artwork and selling some products. We are Artists Till Death, and we do a little bit of everything. Today we're talking about, right now we're talking about airbrush. We were basically talking about artist block and creative block and what you kind of do to get out of it. And now we're just talking about some airbrush stuff. Your tip for alcohol-based markers. Let's hear it. Did this even make sense, you guys? Can you like see this? If that's not a stick figure, I don't know what is. You know what I like to do as well? Like, let's say if I'm just sitting, and I can waste a lot of time on doing something like this. Like, let's just go, we'll just start with the S. Ugh, that's not fun. Like, we all know what an S looks like. See how I just kind of lightly did that. Do your base, do your thing there, and then just start taking some colors, or take a pencil and just start doing some little pockets of shading. I almost have my my, I don't think it's a theory. I don't do words very well, so you're gonna have to bear with me on why people are so concerned about their style, or if their artwork is good enough. And watching, I always tell people, watch time lapse when there's when somebody's doing a time lapse, and it's especially hand painted and or spray painted or airbrush or whatever. But hand painting, if you watch a time lapse, you can see, okay, this is where my ADD is going to kick in, you guys. So let's say you draw eyeball, and people are like, okay, hey, I have my eyeball here. And they say, I don't know what's wrong with it. What can I do to improve it? Okay? If you're willing to go beyond, if you want to say, okay, I can do more than this. So let's say you get a gray, or a little, I need a smaller black one. Do I have, here, I'll use a pen. If you just want to do more than what you like, you say, oh well, I don't know what to do next. Just try to add more. If that makes sense. Does that make, am I explaining this correctly? It's not a cute eye. Like, people start doing just doodles, you know? You have to be willing to go the distance, to add more, to take more time, to you know, I would love to take somebody's painting. I explained it one day to Erica, and she totally understood. Like, she was like, I totally get that. Like, that would be something I think people would love to see. And this is where doodling comes in. If you're just willing to go more, just a little bit more in depth of what you're doing, you're gonna get better. You're gonna want to be better. You're gonna want to, you know, take 5 hours to do something. You want to take 20 hours. Like, you don't want to do something and have it done unless you're that good, because you've been doing it for a while, or you're just that good. Praise to you. That's amazing. But if you just want to go beyond what you're doing, just don't stop and say, oh, it's not good. Just keep going. Just add to it. If you're willing to add to it, you're going to be a lot better, if that makes sense. And especially, I wouldn't suggest using a big fat black marker like this, because, you know, these lines are all solid. And then see what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here and doodle like this, you guys. So you're going to have to bear with me here. Because I want to show you what, like, you can be as good as you want to be. Unless you love this. If you love what that is, and somebody says, man, I'll give you $500 for that, you do you. I follow this guy, Greg Crayola. Or, I'm sorry, Greg Simpkins, I think is Simpkins? He's a graffiti artist. He has, you know, he started as graffiti, now he does fine artwork. But he does these characters, like these, what do you call them? Like animals. And have you ever seen like a little kid draw and you go, oh my God, that's so cute. Like, it looks like a deer. Imagine taking that drawing and making it realistic. Does that make sense? What he's done is, it's like he's taking how he drew, how he learned to draw, whatever, what he drew in high school or college or wherever. I don't know where he's from. But he's done it to where he's made it his style. And he's done it so much, and he takes that extra 100 steps to go from, you know, gray to 1,500 lighter grays. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's true. If you guys aren't familiar with him, look him up. And it's not spelled Crayola like you think. It's like, it might be. I don't know. Greg Simpkins. That's what you just gotta look him up. And Vamp knows who he is. I watched a lady take her 2-year-old. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's probably another thing, is just having the experience and knowing what to use or when to stop or when to keep going. But that's what makes your artwork so amazing, is you just do what you want to do. Vamp knows everyone. I really shouldn't have used. Please, if my contacts start fogging up again, I swear every time I get over here and start to try to read this, Greg Simpkins art, yeah, he really inspires me to do the like, let's say you start to paint something, and it's really scary doing this. But let's say you're just doing a fun, crazy, like, abstract face, okay? I honestly don't know what I'm doing here. I need a reference. Let's say a little abstract face. And you're doing all this detail. What he'll do, he's already done it. Like he's already done like the background, and then he paints over it, and then he takes another color and washes over that, and then uses that as, you know, a middle tone to go lighter or to go way darker. And that's super fun. And that basically you've covered your piece to where it all blends together, it's all cohesive, if that makes sense. Vamp's picture changed. What you doing over there, Vamp? Looking like a supermodel? There is another guy, Jeff Maricola. I want to say Maricola. Is that his name? He's a comic book artist, and he does that. I'm sorry, y'all. I've had like a little chest thing going on here for the past couple days. I'm pretty sure it's Maricola. He's a comic book genius. Like, he's a legend. This is really bugging me. And I don't know where this paint came from. Hold on, y'all. I gotta get this off. What exactly is that? That looks like paint. And I do not want to scratch this. What is that? Oh, I got some paint on here and I don't know how or where it... Oh, there it goes. Sweet. That's sold. See, that's why I don't like having this here. I'm gonna get some water. Hold on. And I'm pretty sure it's because of these dang cookies. Oh yeah, that's a big thing for me too. Like if I'm on the phone. Always did that when I was on the phone back in the day. So that's what I'm saying. And always start light. Don't start, you're drawing something like an eye. Don't do super heavy lines. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Like, this is like... Just kind of get down what you're doing. And this is where that... If you're willing to take that extra step, that's what I wanted to say. Just take the extra step to go, to make it a little bit better, to give it a little more detail. And if you're not comfortable with doing that, look up a video, look up somebody that might do it in a different medium. These are soft. These are so good, you guys. What you know about that cup? Y'all, this cup is so crazy. Like, you could see through the bottom of it. And when there's, like, if the ice is melted, when you set it down on something, you can see through it. And there's a couple times where I thought the bottom was out of this cup when it's over on my coffee table. Yeah, sleep on it, take a walk, go do something else, work on something else. I've learned to not have to finish it, you know. And you guys, I used to do paintings in like 4 hours, like start to finish. I hated stopping. I hated it because I would never finish it. Where's that painting at? There's one painting that I have that I'll never finish it because, for one, I'm normally mixing the colors at the moment. So if I stop and I come back the next day or 2 days, that it's going to be a different color because I'm normally mixing those colors. My anxiety has helped with a crunch. That's interesting. Soft cookies, crunchy cookies. See, we talk about everything here, you guys. Let's talk about whatever you want to talk about. I need company. I've missed Erica dearly. She's been gone since Thursday. You guys, that's, in my head, that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's almost a whole week. Almost. In dog years, that's like 3 weeks. So I just want to hang out and talk to y'all. Phone call, be right back. Oh yeah, go the extra distance. Tomorrow's gonna come. And this is on anything, you know, cleaning your house, doing the dishes, taking the trash out. You're sitting there and you're like, I'll do the laundry tomorrow. And then tomorrow you get up and you're like, I could have had that done yesterday. I could have done it. What? It took 4 hours and I watched 20 episodes of the Kardashians and you still could have been doing it. Kat, she's actually on her way back. She went to RK3 out at Rhonda's, Kenny and Rhonda's, and that's about 3 hours away, 4 hours away. She went out there to help her with her class and to sell some products and to give her artistic self to the people. Oh no, those dogs aren't here. They would lose their mind if their mom left and I was here. Like, you should see when she just goes, like, if she, like, has to go pick up something or run to somewhere and she leaves them here. All they do is face the door. That's all Bowie does. Cujo doesn't whine anymore. He used to. Cujo will just go sit at the door, facing the door until she comes home. Yeah, she'll be back, like I said, today and get orders out, whatever was made this weekend. I figured Tudor would come over this weekend and fill some orders out, but I guess he has a life. You should hear Bowie when we leave. He literally sounds like you're putting him in a garbage disposal. That's a horrible annihilation. What's that called? Annihilation? No. Like he just sounds like he's being hurt. And then when she comes home, it's exactly the same way. Like you would think that somebody was abusing this little animal. It's so bad. And you have to calm him down, and then you have to take him outside because they're so worked up. And then Cujo's just doing his wheezing thing because he's so excited. They are definitely spoiled. Spoiled and separation, yeah. I'll do that. I was hoping she would get here while it was live so you guys can say hi, but I don't think that's going to happen. You guys, I can't wait. I'm getting so many more followers on TikTok, and I know it sounds silly, but it's such a new platform, and it's not just adding. I could do this. I could go to what they call a follow train, and it's people that have 100,000 followers. And what they do is they go live and they're like, "Come on, community, let's build." And all they do is just add people, and they're just adding people and adding people, and click on my name, add the last 3. You guys click on their name, add the last 3. Like, but I don't want random people. I don't want, I don't want to just have a bunch of random people that aren't interested in what I'm doing. I want to have people that click on it, say, "Hey, what is this? Let's check it out," or have been referred to. We're up to like 747. It's gonna be awesome. There's Clara. What's up, Clara? She was out at the class. Yeah, Clara's got a channel. Alright. I was drawing an eyeball. That's all I've always drawn eyes. I don't know what the deal is. I think I made these eyelashes way too long. Lisa, I'm slowly coming back, guys. I've missed the fam banter. Take your time. We're here. We'll be here for a while. She should be back now. Well, not now, but today. She was saying goodbye, I would say around 2 or so, maybe 3. What's up, John? Do you need a question? If it's about an order, I don't know if I can answer. I can maybe tell you if we have a product or something. It's a TikTok is, man, at first I was like, I don't want to get on it. It's for kids. It's this, it's that, but it's so much fun and it's so inspiring. I have an issue with the past order. Okay. What was up? And yeah, it's so fun because you can make you edit your videos. They have all the super easy editing videos, the transitions, colors, all that fun stuff. So TikTok is a lot of fun. It's hilarious, hilarious. Like I send people videos in the morning saying, if you woke up in the bad side of the bed, watch this video because it's hilarious. And we're artists till death, of course. John, if you've tried to email or text her, I don't know if she has the red phone on her. That's the work phone. She might, but I don't know that she would take it out there. And out in the middle where Rhonda lives, it's so bad reception. She lives out in the middle of nowhere. She lives like south of Austin, I think. In Seguin. Is it south of Austin? She said she had a phone call. Yeah, she'll be back tonight. It'd probably be best just to try to call tomorrow. The red phone might not even be turned on. So sometimes that red phone goes off constantly and it gets a little overwhelming, and she was out there helping Rhonda, so. So if you want to call tomorrow, she tries to answer the phone 100% of the time it rings. I need to get her a full-time shop assistant. I just had this guy follow me today. He's an old rocker. I honestly didn't know who he was, but he's hilarious. He does a lot of videos where, when you hear a song and you're like, I hate this band, like Creed or Nickelback or something. But there's certain songs that, that stand out that, made an impact back in the 80s or 90s or 2000 or whatever. And he sings to him when he's like under his shirt, or if he like has to leave the room, if he's at a party. I mean, it literally made me laugh out loud to the point where I went on his live and I was like, dude, I love your videos. Like, they're hilarious. And he's like, oh, am I following you? I'm not. I'm following you right now. Like, super awesome guy. He has like 193,000 followers. Yeah, that teal shimmer is amazing. Well, it's not even nearly not any done. I need to shorten these lashes here. Or maybe make them longer, I don't know. It sounded like SpongeBob SquarePants just drove by. You guys, I used to be in this show where they showed my artwork up on a movie screen, like a big, like literally in a movie theater, and I would paint a set of eyes with the airbrush. What's up, Shane? Oh, Jacqueline, that's what I was worried about because at first I kept seeing, oh, well, TikTok isn't really friendly to artists. And then I just started I would like a video and I would follow that person. And then it just kind of started coming up. And now it's just like constant, you know, it's just, it pushes you out to what you like. Like, unfortunately, I have way too much Pokemon stuff on there now. But I love watching people open cards. I love watching people's reactions to pulling a, you know, a $20 card. It's hilarious. But yeah, a lot of art, a lot of comedy, a lot of like there's a guy that he'll go live and he makes like a swinging can, and then he'll put like a ball of tape in front of that, and then he'll put two like little glasses, and he'll bounce a ping pong ball off those glasses through the tape into a can, and he'll do that until he gets it. Like, it blows my mind at the stuff people do on there. A lot of tutorials, a lot of time-lapse stuff for artists as well, and it's very creative. It's very what do you call it? There's a dad that just watches like cartoons and funny movies with his kids sitting in front of him, and he interacts with the TV like he's doing whatever is on TV, but like a Tom and Jerry cartoon. He interacts with the TV, and it is hilarious. That's what I mean by watching just interesting, fun stuff that you would never think of doing, because it makes you happy about new things, you know. Got to get ready for workshop. Thank you so much, Donna Parker. You have an awesome Monday. And yes, I said Monday because she's in Australia. Yeah, TikTok is a lot of fun. And at first I thought it was going to be maybe some adult stuff, but there's no, like, it's not. If it is, I think you get cut off. You get, you know. I did see a video last night of some people riding some horses, and I was blown away that there was somebody in the background. And then today I see a video of a guy complaining about it that I have no idea who he was. And I was like, I just saw that video last night. A lot of complainers on there too. So a lot of Karens, and I'm sorry if her name is Karen. This eyeball is looking a little bit sketchy here. Like, literally sketchy. I need a reference. I like making like real big eyes, like real, like, I'm not sure why I did this like this. Like, maybe I need to thin that down. Like those, like, big eyes to paint with a lot of shadow right here. Jeff, have you heard of John Barber art on YouTube? I have not. I might. This guy's amazing with spray paint. It doesn't sound familiar. I follow a lot of spray paint artists on YouTube and on TikTok. Am I frozen? Oh. Normally when I get a text message and I'm live, it means... Oh. That's just what I needed, Clara. Clara just sent me a reference. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I did is I put the eyeball too much up into the eye. That's why it looks funny like that. What I like to do as well when I'm drawing stuff like this is get charcoal and scrape a little off to the side on a piece of paper and get it on your fingers and get messy and do the hard shadows. Not do them hard like the darkest ones, but just do shadows so you can see, so you can already start to see what's going on, like what should go where, and it gives you a little more confidence and like, oh, okay, I can see it now. I can see what's going on. And it's funny, Clara, because I have a computer, like I have two screens here. I was just being lazy. Man, that boy cat lives out on that ledge on that window. I love cross hatching. I've never done a complete, picture with cross hatching, but I love the idea of cross hatching. And that's another form of like finishing something. I'm sorry, adding. Like you can do, like let's say we're doing this. Let's say we're doing this and you do, you just want to do a line. And then you're just going to do some stuff like this, okay? Go another step. Make a smaller line, make a thinner line, make one right next to it. Go a little bit heavier up here. And then maybe go at another angle to make it darker. Just take the extra step. And just do it. You guys, my brain gets lost as I'm talking about stuff like this. Like my thoughts get way like jargled. Is that a term? Jargled? I was gonna say, go get reference. Don't be afraid to look at other people's stuff or, work from a photograph. It's a lot easier if you can see something that you're trying to draw. You don't have to necessarily have to draw the exact thing, but just get a reference. John, these are Posca pens. These are awesome paint markers. They're not cheap, but they're not super expensive, but it can get expensive. Like they're pretty amazing. I don't know what I did. See, this is when I start getting into it. Like when I really start to, this is super fun to me because it's something that I don't ever normally doing. And then resin over them. If you ever resin over Posca pens, I would put like a matte spray over it or a fixative to seal it, because I think that Posca resin, it might kind of lighten it a little bit. I've noticed it in a piece that I've done before. Now, I don't think that I'm making the this big enough here, this eye, especially these eyelashes. Well, see, just imagine if I took the airbrush and did some airbrush over that. Like, that would look awesome. Trickin' trolls? Is there a troll in here? We have a troll? All right, you guys, I'm getting way too much into this. No trolls right now. Good. I should have had the. Oh, thank you, Kat. This is just really fun to me, especially doing stuff like this. Like, it's just like. This is what I mean by just going the extra mile, just keep adding, just having fun, you know? That's how you get a style, I guess is what you could say. Like, a lot of people in those groups are like, how do you get a style? I don't have a style. It's like it just kind of comes with what you do, like how you do stuff, you know, what you do a lot, what you're comfortable doing, you know. People are like, oh, I like the way you did this. Can you do this? You know, and then you just kind of build off that. Drew your eyebrow. Did I draw your eyebrow? I don't have any like big charcoal pins over here. Hold on. I'm going to show you guys what I mean by just adding something like just a shadow and taking away from a shadow, maybe. Like this big old charcoal stick. See? If you just keep adding, take you a knead eraser with this charcoal and just get these white parts right here. This is where it starts to get like super fun, like right here. Like take this and just do little highlights. Where's some fixative at? Y'all done got me wanting to do some artwork now. Varnish. Oh yeah, and if you guys are needing any spray paint caps, we will have those back fully in stock either tomorrow or Tuesday. This is just regular old fixative. And what that does is it just seals. That is making my lights flicker. It just basically seals in what you've just done. So now you can go over it with like a white. Put some white highlights in there. This is like making me think of like old 90s stuff, y'all. Oh yeah, you got to bring out the white pen. Well, thank you. This is what I mean by just going the... I kind of did what I was telling you guys. If you just keep adding, like, this is by no means a masterpiece. Like, this is just having fun. And now I can actually make these darker because there's something darker there now. If you're willing to go the extra step for your artwork, you'll definitely, you know, it'll improve what you're doing. It'll show, I guess you could say. It looks like it might have got painted over, but Claire, you see your sticker there? You got your sticker there. Where else is there one? I think it got painted over. I've been painting on this thing with these little monsters here. Where did that go? Oh, right here. There's one right here. Karen, that's all you got to do. That just... Don't think of it so much as, you know, something that you have to sell. God, now that I look at it in this camera, I'm not a fan of it. I don't like that part right there. And this. It looks like you have to be courageous. What? I don't. What is that? I don't. This is what I mean by if your doodles, do some doodles and just do something different with your doodle. This is what I've been doing lately. I've been kind of like adding to the filigree stuff, but with filigree type flair to it, I guess you could say. I'm a really, really big fan of Art Nouveau. So like a lot of outlining and fun stuff like that, like big thick border stuff. Like if you look at money, there's a lot of filigree on money, and I love to do like that kind of filigree stuff. The thing is with doing stuff like this, it has to be cohesive with all the type of stuff you're doing it with, though. It can't be a bunch of circles with straight lines, you know, unless you can make it look like that. Well, thank you, Chloe. These Posca pens, they are really opaque tonight, aren't they? Bug? What? Where is my... I don't know where our... You guys, we need to clean this place. I don't know where my... Here, I'll do this. Thank you. Thank you. But I was just singing Power Rangers. Trisha, I just, this is just doodling. This is like, it just, like if I just start to do something, then you just kind of add to it. That's what I'm talking about. What you're, if you have a creative block, try not to do something that's something. Just doodle. And that might trigger something oh man, what if I did this, or if I added this? And even if it doesn't look good, it's still something different that you don't normally do. And keep it for a week or two or whatever. Go back to it a month later and be like, oh my God, I could totally utilize this in this project I have coming up. I know, I don't know where that came from. I think I saw a TikTok video of this kid taking a pair of Jordan 3s that he painted for a Power Ranger that was it had to be like a Comic-Con or something, that he had the guy sign the shoes or something. Yeah, draw or doodle without a plan. That's perfect, Clara. Just do it. Do it. I'm not a fan of this. But yeah, I have a sketchbook that I did this doodle in. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it. Let's see, where is that sketchbook? It's a gray sketchbook. That's not it, I know that. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking for this sketchbook that I drew in a while back that I just kept adding to it. I don't know what I did with it. Please don't tell me that's it. Ah, I found it. Ouch. And it's on the page. So this is my ultimate doodle, which I love this. This is basically how I used to doodle in high school. Like a lot of graffiti, and then you just add to it. Like, how fun is that? I love this doodle. That's true, Cat. Like, you just do it. Just add to it. I love this right here. And then it goes into the octopus and then whatever this. If you look up, what is it? Vamp, what is the tattoo style of biohazard and like organic? Like, just start doodling. I don't even know what I have in here. I don't think I have too much in here. Like a lot of names and I love working with old Crayola markers too. Like, that's a lot of fun. Yeah, biochemical. I love that stuff. That's like a super doodle where stuff doesn't belong, but it just works and it goes so well. And it's way outside your comfort zone because you're not used to, combining a leaf with some sort of wormy membrane and then, a piece of metal going through it or some, wrapped around it like a flower or something, Well, that's awesome, Trisha. It's awesome that you put it out on Facebook too. That's another thing. People are scared because people are mean. People are so mean behind a keyboard. You know, it's so easy to say, oh, that looks like crap, or I don't, you know, why would you do that? You shouldn't put that out there. And but there's a lot more people that are nice than that are mean from what I've seen in other groups, because then people really stand behind people that have the you know, the courage to put their artwork out there. That person that said that crappy stuff about them doesn't have their artwork out there. What is the size of the big Posca pen? 7 millimeter, I believe. Is that it? Why don't you want to focus on? Hello? I don't know why these cameras do that. They don't want to focus whenever you want to focus. But yeah, I'm pretty sure, because the other ones say 3. Yeah, this is a 7. These big fat ones. And always, if you're buying them, make sure you get, you know, either a round nib or you can get a chisel tip. And they also have these, which are super fun. It's like a paintbrush tip. You can get like super you can do like paintbrush strokes with that. Vamp has, I think she has a couple, maybe she has one. She has the bunny. She has the artist for life bunny, or artist till death bunny. Yeah, this is a nice pen. Is it not fair for the YouTuber? What? I don't understand. See, this is what I mean by adding. Like, look at this, you guys. This is just, this thing right here, that's just an S. You can see. It's just one of my typical S's. And then I just started kind of being a little more organic with it, and then shading it in, and then outlining it, and then putting that shading, you know, and going into depth here, making it kind of look like a wave. Adding these little things here, you know. Just go a little bit farther, just, you know, how comfortable you are. If you don't like it, tear it up, throw it away. If it makes you upset. I do that all the time. But keeping stuff also remind you of, I did that. I went outside my comfort zone. I did that. Yeah. I might have to get another one if you get one, Vamp. I have 13 already. And my last one is on the back of my arm. Me and JJ went, right? Were you here? 13th. That's what I got for my very last, because it's the 13th. 13. Oh yeah, Arlene. If you like donate on here, YouTube does take a little bit, but that's, you know, they got to make their cut. What are you gonna do? But if you just donate straight to our donation on PayPal, does PayPal get a cut? I don't even know. All right, I'm getting all messy now. God, that looks crazy. I was there. I was napping. Ah. I see. I see. All right. Well, if you guys have any other questions or statements or comments or stories, let me know now, because it's about that time. Oh, that's my birthday is in August. And hopefully, I don't know, it's not going to be back by then. My slabs. Black Widow woodworking. Nice. I will take the eye. What will you take? Oh, Shane, you want the eyeball? Shane's gonna have a there you go. Right on. Okie dokie. Well, there you go, Shane. Yours. All right, y'all. Thank you for hanging out and talking and not necessarily doing anything, but talking about stuff. I wouldn't mind doing this more often. Just because I know people, people are afraid to ask questions in certain, formats and certain conversations, and we're all about whatever you want to talk about. You can talk about it no matter what we're doing on this channel. Booger, it's Friday the 13th. It's a tradition here in Deep Ellum. A friend of mine has a tattoo shop, Oliver Peck. He does Friday the 13th tattoos from midnight, starting on Friday the 13th till midnight, 24 hours, and it's just nothing but 13s. Thank you to all my mods and all the people that answered questions that aren't mods. I appreciate you guys so much. We'll be back tomorrow, regular time, I'm sure. Erica will be back. I'm sure she has tons of stories from Rhonda and Kenny. They had an awesome class this weekend, so be kind to one another, because you never know what somebody's going through. And doodle. Just get out your pen and doodle. And then get out some old markers or some crayons or whatever. Just doodle. It's fun. Say hi to the Beyonce. I sure will. You guys have an awesome rest of your Sunday. Have it chill. Go have some dinner. Go watch some TV. Do what you got to do. Doodle. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, and always remember, we do the test so you don't have to. You guys have an awesome night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.